Hello, I'm David Finlayson with Chesapeake Technology. And did you know that SonarWiz has support for mobile laser scanners? Today I'd like to show you a little demonstration of a Norbit iLidar laser scanner and multibeam combination, and how you can set it up and load it into SonarWiz. With the Norbit iLidar, SonarWiz can either acquire the multibeam and laser scanner data directly in the program, or we can import the data from HiPAC if you've used HiPAC for your acquisition system. So today I'll show you how it's set up either way. Once you get it into SonarWiz, it all looks the same for post-processing. Okay, the first thing we need to do is launch the vessel editor, and we're going to add a laser scanner to that. Now, if you acquire the data in SonarWiz, you'll already have a vessel set up, and you can see the new device down here is a laser scanner. And if you look up at the diagram, in the 3D diagram, you can see the lasers up above the waterline where it belongs. You can also still see the multibeam down here below, so they're both configured at the same time. Now, if you acquired the data in HiPAC, we have a convenience system. You won't have this vessel set up for you. So I'm going to delete these sensors here. And what you can do is navigate to an HSX file and import the sensor configuration directly from the file. So we'll go to File, Import Sensors, and click on HSX file here, and that will automatically configure the multibeam first, and then the laser scanner. All right, so there it is. We click Accept, and now it's been set up again. So that's all you have to do if you're going to configure an HSX file or configure your system for HSX. So let's go back to SonarWiz and import the data. So we're going to use data that was acquired by SonarWiz. So those are in XTF format. So we'll go to bathymetry, and I've picked out a line here that has some nice features in it. And so we're going to bring in the bathymetry. Now, bathymetry processing has been talked about in other DYK videos. So I'm not going to go into this in a lot of detail, except to say that we tried to make laser processing look a lot like multibeam processing. So it's really a two-step process. You import the data like we just did, then you right-click and you merge it. And you can make all the settings for tides and sound velocity profile corrections and all of that before you click merge. But the automatic values are already set up, so they'll work well for this data set. It only takes a second or two to get the multibeam ready. Okay, so here it comes, and now we've got the multibeam imported. So now we're going to go and do the new part. So we'll go Import, and now we're going to click Laser Scanner. And we can import that same XTF file again, only this time SonarWiz will process the laser packets. Laser data is a lot more dense than multibeam data typically. So we have some built-in options, which I haven't shown you, that will allow you to downsample the data as you're bringing it in, if that proves to be necessary. For this smaller demonstration, it works pretty well just to bring it all in. So this is almost done here. Okay, so laser data from this point forward is treated almost exactly like multibeam data. So we're going to right-click, and it gives you the option to merge in auxiliary information if you want to apply tides or anything else. One thing I've noticed on this data set is there's a little bit of noise right around where the laser was. So we can set a range filter here to 10 meters, and that will clip out some of the noise right at the sensor itself. And I also want to clip off some noise that was bouncing off the water itself, some reflections there. So if we clip right at 0, that eliminates some of the noise on the water surface. And let's see, we can turn this box filter on here, and we'll set the upper limit to -50. SonarWiz laser data is positive downward, so laser data for the most part is a negative number. It's a depth, a positive depth. Okay, so we'll merge this data here. This takes about 30 seconds to process all the data. It's not too bad, but I'm going to clip it out just so we don't have to stare at it. Okay, that took about 30 seconds to do. So let's zoom into an area here that's a little more interesting to look at. And you can see there's both bathymetry and laser scan data of a ship in plan view here. Now, processing laser data is exactly the same as processing multibeam data from this point out. SonarWiz gives you all the same editors. You can pop it into 3D. You can do all the same kind of 3D point cloud manipulations. And just to show you what that looks like, let's run the area editor over the top of this vessel here. So I'm going to pick a polygon of data out here and then open the area editor on this polygon set. Okay, here we go. Now some of the 2D views aren't that useful for laser data. So we'll turn that 2D view off. And now we can zoom in. And you can really see how the multibeam data down under the ship, and you can see the ship and a couple of cranes here. So it looks really nice, and that was all done in a single pass. So there's a good example of processing laser scanner data in SonarWiz. If you'd like to learn more about what SonarWiz can do, or you'd like to find out about our latest training schedules, please visit us at www.chesapeaketech.com. Thanks for watching.